Rumohr is the co-founder of Kumu, Air Force veteran, empowered dad, educator, and mentor. Whether he is on the go or spending time with his family, he gives everything, he does his all, and that is what makes him the inspiring individual that he is today.
Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of In Love With Me, where we feature inspiring individuals who will share their amazing stories. I am your host, Mafae Velasco, and for this series, our topic is Finding Your Why. This episode, we have an empowered man, the co-founder of Kumu, Air Force veteran, educator, mentor, and empowered dad to motivate us to take action. So without further ado, let's welcome the amazing James Rumohr. Hi, James.
Hey, what's up, Mafae? What's up, MMC? What's going on?
Thanks for saying yes to being part of this campaign show that is very passionate to mine because I am able to, share what you do. I know you're always behind the scenes with whatever you do. And so I'm glad that we're able to catch up and I get to know you more. So before I ask you what you've been up to lately, can you share with everyone how you are the empowered man that you are today?
Ah, wow. I think it starts back from my family upbringing, like many folks, right? And I think it starts with being born and raised in East Side, San Jose, California, where in that area of California, specifically in the East Side, San Jose, it's a tough neighborhood, right? And I went through a lot growing up as far as learning the ropes from my football coaches, American football coaches, basketball, and my dad and my mom and my older brother. So growing up in being the smallest in the family, being the younger brother, I got beat up a lot by my older brother, right? So from that, toughened me up a little bit, and playing competitive sports really gave me the strength and gave me the knowledge and gave me the insights of becoming kind of shaping the man of where and choices to go from there, right? And I think that from playing a lot of sports really saved me. I'm a very hyper boy, and I think that it gave me the structure. And a quick background, my story is that my dad left my family for a few years at a time because he went to back to the Philippines while I was growing up. So when him not being there, the sports coaches were the ones I was looking up to, and they instilled a lot of characteristics I have today. They instilled a lot of values I have today, and it's noticed a lot in all the things I've done in my life. And then also, I have to always go by this as far as gaining the strength of who I am today is my military service. I served 7 proud years in the United States Air Force as a military police officer. And in those 7 years really shaped the who I am today. It gave me the job knowledge skills, but more importantly, gave me the core values. And those core values of having integrity, placing service before myself, and making sure everything I do is exceeding the standard. So from those 3 core values, it carried me after my military career, when I first got married, when I became an educator, a sports coach to the youth, a teacher, a principal, all those life experiences of growing up in a tough environment, whether it be being screamed at by my coaches, getting some tough love from my dad, tough love from my mom and my grandma, and tough love from my brother helped me who I am today. And who I am today is a co-founder of Kumu. And I would never in my imagination believe I work for a tech company, let alone be one of the founders of one of the fastest growing social media app in Southeast Asia in Kumu. So obviously it's very popular in the Philippines, but I would never ever think that I would be part of a tech industry type of job, knowing that service to others and service to communities and being an educator was always my dream and was always in the forefront of what I'm supposed to be doing when I get older. But it took a different path when I joined the Kumu team.
Amazing. And I have to congratulate you because Kumu has been a blessing to, I know, a lot of Filipinos, connecting Filipinos all over the world. You know, that's we will talk more about what Kumu is all about. But for the ones who are Kumu, thanks for tuning in. Here's the amazing James who has created the platform for you. So keep streaming, keep tuning in, keep giving your gifts, and, you know, invite everyone to download the app. But going back, you did say a key phrase, and that's something that I was also brought up in that kind of family structure is tough love. And I think that really is key to the youth now, right?
Yes.
Because I feel as though that we are not, growing up, we weren't as spoiled with information, with knowledge. Like you said, you're in a tech game, so you know how easy to receive information. So going back to your upbringing, what were the things that you learned that were, I guess, an advantage to have now?
I think not having any excuses, right? I think that learning from an early age, that from watching my mom work 12-hour shifts and not having my mom during dinner time because she's working during, from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., seeing that that gave me tough love because I had to fend for myself as far as, making sure I ate, making sure I did my homework. And if I didn't do what I'm supposed to do, I'd get in trouble, right? I wouldn't be able to play the things I love to do, playing sports. And then in playing sports, I played basketball and American football. Those two sports really shaped me who I am today as far as that tough love. Coaches never, allowed me to give up and allowed me to say anything as far as an excuse goes, right? They wanted me to fix it or work on it and make it better. So that's what I really learned from an early age.
Mm-hmm. And then, of course, doing your service, that's so amazing. Thank you for that. I know there's a lot of friends and family that appreciate what you do. And then, during that time, I know it was challenging. What was your motivation? Being part of a community that, of course, was selfless. You had to put yourself on the back end to make sure that others were safe.
Yeah. And I think number one, the motivation was keeping I worked with majority all male background, right? The comrades I was with, the soldiers I was with was always predominantly male. So it was a brotherhood that I really looked at, kept me motivated. Making sure that my people around me, people in front of me, by my side, were always okay. And the second thing was who we serviced and why we did the service, right? So obviously taking care of the folks that took care of me was my unit and the people always around me. And then, because if we didn't take care of each other, how could we take care of others, right? So that I always bring that mentality in everything I do now. Is that teamwork mentality, that brotherhood mentality, right? And then obviously with servicing others, that is what motivated me a lot. It's just in my blood. I don't know. Even before the military, I always like to do volunteer service and helping others in need and helping communities that are disadvantaged. So I think that supporting my teammates and also getting myself to a selfless devotion in servicing others has always been, my motivation. Because I love to see other people smile. I love to see other people achieve their goals, even if that means to put my goals on hold, to put my goals on standby. But to see others strive and succeed has always been something that's been very near and dear to my heart.
Mm-hmm. And speaking about that, it's amazing that the ones that you did elevate or support through their life journey, I know that as a strong person or individual, you also went through challenging times or self-doubt. So
Yes.
when you had those moments, James, I know, you have to fill your cup first before you can take care of others, right? Like you were sharing
Yeah.
earlier. How did you overcome those moments where you felt like, okay, I'm not good enough right now?
Yeah.
What happened in those moments?
Adapt and overcome, right? That's a term I use when I get in a situation of adversity. And I think by adapting, I have to see what I've done wrong. I take notes and I live it, and I have to love my mistakes. I have to, I hate it at the time, but knowing it losing motivates me. Not being able to win motivates me. Being in a situation where I'm not part of the winning team, or myself winning, motivated me a lot, personally, right? So when I did fall in some tough times and tight places, I learned from all those moments, and I always tell myself, all right, I can do this again. That's it. Obviously it got me to a place where I felt really bad, where I felt really like angry about it, or felt a little sad about it, and I don't want to feel like that no more. So I always took notes and say, hey, this didn't work. I'm not going to do this again. So that's what really helped me strive and get out of those situations and not repeat it. And if I did repeat it, I would always get mad at myself even more so, because that's something that I shouldn't have done in the second place. Doing it the first time, that's one thing, but making a mistake the second time, I never want to repeat that again. So it always pushed me to even go uh, harder on myself, and harder in my training, harder in my studying, and learning about how to succeed from that certain moment of failure or discomfort. I had to really take my notes on myself and things around me. I think one big thing is letting go of what may have caused that destruction, or that failure, or that place of doubt. And I think letting go could be letting go of material things. It be letting go of some friendships or some relationships that were toxic. And I think that by doing that, it really helped me move forward.
Yeah, I agree with you because there are times that we try to take on everything, right? We're doing a
For
balancing
sure.
act, wearing many hats. I mean, that's why I admire you. Just getting to know you this year on how
Yeah.
hard you work, and just knowing your background. We're somewhat alike. We don't take days off, although we should. So with
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
James, how do you balance everything now that, of course, you're part of a successful, in the tech world, as well as a dad, and I'm
Yeah.
sure you're continuing the mentorship. How do you balance all of that?
Number one, eat breakfast with my family. Number one, the balance that comes to scheduling, of course, right? You can't have balance without scheduling, right? And I think number one for me is eat breakfast with my family. Oh, there it goes. That's my son Cadence. And my beautiful wife Aubrey also, I make it a point to eat breakfast with my family first. That just gets me ready for the day. It shows me what I'm working hard for, right? And that's the goal, is to spend more time with them after all this is over, right? After all the hard work is over, I want to spend more time with my wife and spend more time with my baby, right? And that's number one. Number two, that starts the day right. And number two is balancing the schedule. Saying no is hard. Mafae, both of us know saying no is hard, because we want to get a lot of things done, right? And
Yeah.
that's evident for both our work ethics. But being realistic, right? Making sure you have those little time off. And what are you doing that time off, right? Are you playing video games? Are you studying? Are you trying to get better? Or what am I doing? And as a former gamer, as who loved PlayStation and Xbox, I had to give that up, because there's more things on the line right now for me, right? Where I want to make sure I get to do everything correctly. So, like I said, you have to get rid of some stuff to help you balance, right? Um, Obviously, even before I had a baby, I was doing a lot of partying, even and trying to mix that. You have to cut that out, right, in order to balance the schedule. I think that even when you spend your time online, what are you doing online? Are you studying? Are you trying to get better? Or are you just looking at photos? right? So I'm always trying to get better. I'm always trying to look at the next trend of how to help my company out, how to help my family out, right? So those are the things I do to balance myself. And I think that also having just set times like breakfast and dinner is kind of sacred with me and my family. So I make sure I always have that to keep them happy. But everything else in between that, I go hard. And I don't want no all gas, no brakes is kind of a motto I have as well. Just keep on pushing forward, and then boom, I got dinner time. All right, that's it. That's it. That's it. I gotta go. I gotta go. Right, and then do the family thing, and after that, I could come back to it and repeat it.
Yeah, I agree with you with that too. I mean, these are the things that I think people need to know now, and how I wished, and I'm sure you do too, when we were younger, we knew the priorities. We knew, the opportunities, right? So
Yeah.
with that said, what would be your biggest advice to your younger self, to the youth now, after everything that that you've experienced?
Okay. Advice to my younger self, number one, is don't enjoy the moment.
Yeah.
Enjoy the moment, right? Even if I'm talking to my younger self, I would tell my younger self, enjoy the moment when I was in the Middle East during the operation, Desert Watch after post 9/11, right? Enjoy the moment when you're in the middle of the desert. Enjoy the moment when I was in Korea. Enjoy the moment when you get to Guam and working 4 or 5 jobs on top of your military career. Enjoy the moment of being married at a young age. Enjoy the moment of spending time with your family in the province. That's what all I gotta say is enjoy the moment, because you're not gonna have those moments anymore. So
Right.
regardless if it's fun with your family and friends, or is it fun solo, like most of my life was in my military career. Even though I had a lot of friends and I was kind of popular in high school, I was always felt like a loner still. And I was always telling myself, enjoy this moment, right? And that's what I tell my younger self. And if I have to talk to my younger generation, which I did for 11 years of my life before Kumu, as a teacher and a football coach and a principal, I would tell the youth to chase your mother effing dreams. That's it. Don't tell nobody. Don't let nobody hold you back down from what you want to do as your passion, to learn about it, right? Of course, you need to learn, and school's a good place for that. And I think that you learn all the basics of school, but at the same time, learn about your passion as much as you can. I remember when I was in high school, I know I wanted to be in the military, so I started learning about the military as much as I can. When I was in the military, I wanted to become a teacher. So I would tell the youth right now, while you're in it and you want to transition to something else, you better learn a lot. You better learn everything you want to do, moving forward.
Yeah, I love that. That goes again, tough love.
Yeah.
you know, um, and that is the challenge now, right? People want to post things, and
Yeah.
other people have expectations. But like what Jane just said, go for it. Just don't tell anybody, right? When you get there, then they'll know. Okay,
That's
wow,
it. Yeah, that's
they
sure.
have been working hard silently, and I think there's a saying to that
Yeah.
too. But yeah, it's all about tough love. And I know you mentor everyone on Kumu too. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about that achievement that you are currently experiencing. How did Kumu come about? Who, where did the idea come from? That's what I want to get to know.
Okay. This is my story, right? Where it was the spring of 2017, Northern California. I'm working as a school principal, dean of students of behavior at Sacramento High School. My dream position, right, was to be like a dean, assistant principal, and still coach American football. At the time, it was a very cush job. It was a very easy job in the sense of like I said, of accomplishing my educator goals. If you guys know the Phoenix Suns all-star point guard legend Kevin Johnson, he actually recruited me to work at his school because that was his school he ran. And it was an honor to do that because I looked up to Kevin Johnson as a younger kid, and he got me to the school. So I'm working for a year or so at the school now, and then all of a sudden, a good friend of mine I knew for 20 years, Roland Ross. I met him at UC Santa Barbara when I was stationed out there, and I used to party on his college campus when I was in the military because said there was all the Filipinos were on the campus, and there was no Filipinos in the military base. So I went to party at this campus, and fast forward 20 years later, we always kept in touch. He did a lot of service work as well in the Philippines, and he sees me going back home to my province of Samar, going back home like every other year. So we always connected about our experiences in the Philippines. But this time he called me, and I was at a drugstore, and he told me, hey, man, you might want to sit down. I have a crazy, crazy idea. I was like, all right, cool. So I sat down in the middle of the aisle, and I said, man, what's up, Roland? What's the idea? I got this idea. I want to start something. I don't know what it is, a business or something about connecting Filipinos around the world. And not that many moments in your life when somebody asks you to help them out or start something, my first answer was, yo, I'm in, bro. Let's do it. I don't care what it is. I don't know. And at the time, I had my favorite job as a principal. And that's the job I always wanted, a dream job. But at that time, it just seemed right. I knew him for 20 years, pero it just seemed right when he asked me about connecting Filipinos around the world. And as soon as he asked me that, like I said, my answer was, yeah, let's ride. I don't know what it is. He didn't even say if it's an app or if it's a business or I don't know. He just says, I want to connect Filipinos around the world. And I said, I'm in. Let's do it. And then you fast forward a couple months, it starts becoming, Kumu was actually a messenger app, like a WhatsApp, like a Filipino Viber. Okay. And it sucked. And it was not good. It was super pangit, you know? And then the data and talking to the users who used our app early on actually loved the live streaming portion of the app. And then you go to August 2018, where we officially announced our opening of Kumu in the Philippines as a live streaming platform. And then at the same time, my son was born during when Kumu was released too, right? So that was a crazy year. And then you fast forward 2 years now, 2 years and some change, 2 years and 4 months. And that short time in those 2 years, many ups and downs, many successes, many failures for Kumu, many transitions for myself, my family to the Philippines, having a son with my beautiful wife, Aubrey. And then, you know, becoming the #1 social media app in the Philippines, you know, topping the Google Play and iOS stores was a remarkable feat. Becoming a co-founder and the chief of the community has been something, you know, I would never think I would ever be. But now I find myself here because of networking, strong connections with my friends, and believing in one another, right? Roland had his dream of doing something like that. Actually, I really supported and believed him. I never doubted him once. You know, and I think that that's important. When your friends come to you with these ideas, you never shoot them down. You want to lift them up. You want to support them and say, hey, man, you know, it might not be for you. It might not be for you, but you let them know that hey, wish the best for you, wish the best luck. How can I help you? And just have that mentality of servicing and being in service really propelled me to where I'm at today with Kumu.
Amazing. And I know that it will just continue to, you know, be successful because you have that positive mindset. You have that, you know, positive respect with others and just connecting people. I mean, that word alone, regardless Filipinos or different cultures, if your mission and vision is to connect, to empower, to elevate each other, it's always going to work. And that's why I am so happy to be part of the Kumu community world with you, James. Thank you.
And it's been awesome.
Thank you to you and your partners. Yeah, amazing. And that's why I am grateful for everyone who's tuned in. You have so much support on there. I'm sure you can see it on your phone. But guys, if you have not yet, everyone on Facebook, and of course the ones that will see this on YouTube and here on Spotify, please do download Kumu app because it is an amazing platform. It's an amazing community, and here is the guy that I guess you were the support, the one that really believed into the idea of your friend. And I agree with you. I think there are times that we feel as though, okay, we're going to say yes again. But at the same time, you can also say, I will support you on the side, right? But it's that initial, I'm with you, it already gives that person, that extra confidence. And I think that's key, especially it's very timely right now. So, our topic, James, is finding your why. And I do want to ask you again, what is your why now? And what keeps you pursuing that why?
I think as I evolved with my family, I think that there's two whys. Number one is a family why, and it just is creating an environment for my wife and my son to be successful and be happy, right? It's supporting them as much as I can, in every way I can, right? Blood, sweat, and tears for my family, right? And professionally, stick with my core values that I learned in the Air Force. Have integrity in what I do, right? And servicing others and exceeding the standard. And I think that's my why. It's to really uphold those values in me and help others understand that's the values that's what I'm about. I'm not going to change, right? As far as those core values and my why of helping out my family, right? As my two reasons of being my whys right now, right? Helping my family, number one, and number two is servicing others, really, right? And that, like I say, I call myself a mentor because, I have like 130 plus people in my department alone. And every 130 plus people, I do my best to mentor all of them, to the supervisors that mentor their personnel. And I think that I really hope it trickles down as far as having pride in your work, right? And helping out others and make sure that you make the best environment and the best job out of what you got in front of you. So that's my why, is just to really be in service to others and be in service to my family. Those are my two whys, Mafae. I think that I could really just focus on right now as the motivating factors for me.
Amazing, James. Again, I am grateful for you saying yes and to be on my show. And it's such a privilege to get to know you more and to share your words of wisdom to others. God bless you and your partners and your family and everything that you are wanting to do. And I'm here to support that no matter what. So please invite everyone on how to download Kumu and perhaps your shows, because I know you're always streaming. And what else is exciting that's upcoming for Kumu and what you do?
All right, number one, you can download the Kumu app in iOS App Store, Google Play, and the Huawei Gallery Store, right? And it's a free app. Number one live streaming platform in the Philippines, soon to be in America as well, as far as bringing together the Filipino Americans, the folks in the Gulf region, Europe, I see you, Australia, I see you, Hong Kong, Singapore, all the little Asian countries as well. We want to provide a space, a virtual province, a virtual safe space that's positive, welcoming, and and safe for all to use. And I think that Kumu is the number one spot for that. It's the number one social entertainment app that we want to create for Filipinos and anybody who loves Filipino culture. It is Filipino based, but it's not just for Filipinos. It's for anybody who actually enjoys Filipino culture, right? And love to be entertained by different mediums of entertainment, whether it be singing, dancing, comedy, educational shows like this, health and wellness, women empowerment, having a safe space for the LGBTQIA plus community, right? That's what Kumu is all about, And I think things to look forward to for Kumu is a little thing I want to always bring up. You guys remember Facebook during the second year right? It was not what it is right now, okay? Right? So there's so much more room for us to grow at Kumu, and I'm very excited about that. We got even just had a new updates. We're gonna have more updates pretty soon as we hear our users out in the community, right? That's number one, is that we always want to have our ear to the streets and hear out from our users of what you like and what you don't like, and how could we incorporate that in the future in our updates and our new fun stuff coming on the app. So I think that those are plenty of things to look for in the app, especially with some new technologies coming out. I'm not going to leak that much right now, but a lot of things to look forward to right now. That's for sure. A lot of things that we're doing now in the Kumu app will be enhanced.
Amazing. Thanks, James. And I know that the community who are already on there are enjoying, just streaming, watching others who are performing. Like you said, you can do a talk show host, you can even work out, you can do empowerment workshops. And I know that James has, a weekly or every other day you're on there, right? So if ever you have more questions or advice that you want to know and ask James, I'm sure he's more than happy to answer those. So I will have his social media handles, even his Kumu handles, so that you can go follow him straight away. But again, James, thank you so much. I appreciate your time. I know you're a busy man, so after this, you have so much more that you're gonna do, and we're just gonna follow. And I'm always gonna be there to support, like I said again. But guys, thank you for tuning in Kumu on Facebook. Thank you guys. You can go and hop on Kumu right now. There's so much positive content there that you can also watch and listen. All my favorite DJs are on there, but I'll allow you to go check it out yourself. So with that, guys, thank you so much. And you know what to do. Actions speak louder than words. And thank you for tuning in this episode of In Love With Me. Thanks, James.
Peace out, Mafae. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching In Love With Me series.